Alright, round 2, BassBS. This was hacked together by me rather than Hog Butcher following an online guide. As you can see, he's floating a bit higher than he should be, and his palette is completely ruined as you'd expect. It's just tradition. I didn't intend to give him that holy white-ish sort of thing, but when I saw it, I figured that worked as well as anything else. Anyway, you're about to see the danger of BassBS once Killer Man's had his way with him. Or not, actually, because, oh dear. As you can see, it's, yeah. Now, I have a bit of trouble running into BassBS, even though I used a lock enemy sub-chip on the fight that's registered to that battle. And before anyone asks, know the cheat that affects the first enemy slot, as you saw it recolored that Katak enemy. And there again, it won't, well, I only tried it on a Metar, but it crashes the game almost immediately when they try to access Bass's attacks. I left BassBS's HP as it is because, as you can see, he's very difficult, and if he gets shooting Buster off, you're dead, just period. That attack, as far as I'm concerned, is an immediate kill, and here we go again. Now, the standard, I didn't have to modify my folder at all for him, unlike the original BassBS, and this isn't quite the same level of ROM hack wizardry as the original BassBS was, but BassBS is still, I'd say this is about the closest approximation I can get to BassBS being BassBS. I mean, because of his slower movements, you can't actually tell which tile he's on quite exactly, and while since MMBN4, since Bass moves around the way he does as opposed to teleporting from square to square like he did in MMBN1 and 1 through 3, he's actually invincible while not on a set panel. And that isn't, I should say this now, there isn't, actually I should have said this earlier, the shaking effect is not a bug in the emulator or any sort of video rendering error. That's intentional. I just saw that you could make the screen shake like that, and I decided to apply that cheat code as well. This boss was created, yeah, anti-damage doesn't knock him out of the attack either. He doesn't have super armor, but he does seem to not be knocked out of shooting Buster quite as easily as he normally does get. Like I said before, the standard tactics work. It's all about getting them off quickly without being hit at all, because the Hell's Rolling attack, if it makes contact with him, with Mega Man, will kill him instantly. And you see, there's no visual difference this time between, yep, and there went, yep, that didn't knock him out of shooting Buster either, although that attack doesn't tend to knock enemies out of attacks. And yeah, I didn't have to abuse save states on this fight because it's much shorter than the original BassBS. It does not require the, it doesn't have a code that resets his HP to 4,000 every time he goes beneath 500 without killing him, or getting beneath, I forget what exact number it was, but he has under 2,000 HP, which makes him fairly under HP'd as far as bosses for the end game go. But again, there's no folder back this time around, so yeah, that never ceases to be amusing when BassBS just unloads the shooting Buster attack and kills Mega Man immediately, because there's no way in hell you'll be able to dodge that without an invis chip. So, the standard tactics of combos, fast gauge, and number open apply to BassBS the same way any other enemy I've fought has. Especially if you watch the GD Navi videos, you'll definitely recognize the same sort of tactics being used, in that, basically, if you get hit by his attacks, you're screwed. Although, I think BassBS is actually harder than BassGX, and rightly so. BassGX's Buster was actually quite dodgeable, very easily in fact. And considering that that's a first for the series, I disagree with that, because, I mean, Bass's Buster attacks have always been something undodgeable, or practically undodgeable. You can dodge Bass's attacks theoretically, but you're not going to do a very good job of it. Also, I occasionally forget that Judge Man does not pierce invis, and there for some reason anti-damage did work, whereas it didn't do any, it wasn't effective at all before. There's Overall, what I'd say about this patch is that it's very, very well made, a bit rough around the edges, and it didn't restore the content cut from the post game that I would have liked it to. And I don't know how much the Dark Sword does. It probably isn't an instant kill because it doesn't repeat the attack over and over. It's just a single frame slash. And unlike the Buster Raker Hell's Rolling, which I haven't quite been paying attention to the video enough to realize if Bass has done Hell's Rolling enough to show off. But, oh, look at this. Double point, Super Vulcan, Paralyze Plus, and the M Cannon. Here's where something weird happens. See how his Buster is targeting that for some reason? That extra panel? He shouldn't be. I have no idea. And I should have been able to get roll off, but I didn't. For some reason, I couldn't use roll at all. Sucks, but true. So close. That was frustrating. Very frustrating. And as you can see, even with only 1,800 HP, he can quickly run me out of my folder because of just how panicked you have to be to get off your attacks. You do not have any time with this boss. He really changes up the tempo because if he gets an effective attack off, you're pretty much dead. I sure get Killer Man a lot on the first turn, but then when you have over a third of your folder on the custom screen, that's not difficult. I'd like to get off the air spin and tornado combo a lot more, but it's a bit tough because of the way he moves and only gets hit by the last segment. Oh, that was close. That's odd. I could have sworn I resynced the audio on this video. I'll definitely fix that when I apply this audio that I'm recording to the finished product, although I hope that my commentary isn't completely ruined by that. That could be a problem. Well, foresight has never been my forte, as it were. And, oh dear. It's coming down to the wire. Fortunately, I can pull some paralysis stun locking. Roll with... Hey! Yeah, she should have worked there. And Judge Man, I get off because of his secondary effect of doing that to restore my panels to me. It's a good thing he used Hell's Rolling right there. Hell's Rolling is very slow now, but this means that he can have multiples out on the field if you let him. And that can be quite dangerous because they'll inhibit your movements while they're on your side of the field, as opposed to... And this is the attack that kills him. But yeah, Hell's Rolling isn't nearly as dangerous as shooting Buster. BassBS, revenge is mine. Scarred my hand, you bastard. And yeah, because I didn't change the rewards, you just get 1,500 Zenny for fighting him. Too bad. Oh well. So sad. And yeah, the Hell's Rolling keep going.